It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Okay, let's go back there. I apologize, folks. I just realized now that sound was off. I'm not sure where it went off. Wow. Have I lost the whole thing? Okay. So I'll go back to the start. Let me get back here and I'm not sure what happened when, if I even started. Okay, I will just have to edit out a big chunk of the show. My apologies. So, just in case, I'm going to start over completely. How's that?
It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning, and if for all of you guys that are out there watching, my apologies. Apparently, I did 9 minutes with no audio. Sorry about that. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News. On this, whatever, I've totally lost track of where I was. June the 14th. It's Wednesday, and I am totally befuddled. The main story this morning is world's first self-driving electric passenger ferry. 5 new cruise ships entering service this summer is another story. The NTSB report on the Sitka Pier accident. Dominican Republic thriving despite travel warning. American Airlines to charge $75. Wow. Today, folks, is a national holiday. It is National Bourbon Day. This ranks right up there with Christmas and Easter and 4th of July. So a moment of silence for National Bourbon Day. And I will be taking part. If you're listening by the podcast, you're always welcome. You can access the podcast via my blog, accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the Fat Travel Guy. All right, now here's where apparently I went askew on my audio, is when I went to sharing pictures on everything. One is the Solo Cruise Deal Show, which is at 1 o'clock, our first one for all solos here in the United States. That will be at 1 o'clock today. There is a link on my community page if you'd like to join us. Our friend Kevin is in Haugesund Harbor, Norway. Hot Air Tom sent some pictures from Germany on the train, a 3-hour train ride to Berlin. He was at the Brandenburg Gates. He went to lunch in a pub that served family style salad. He had a beer, obviously. That was the one beer. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 different sausages there. That was the second brand of beer. A little body shop there. And this is to prove that there's a McDonald's in Berlin. And he went to the Mauer Museum. It's a famous museum there in Berlin. Jason and Jennifer are at Agios Andreas Beach in Catacolo. And that's Jennifer walking around in the black sand. Said this is the first time they've ever been on a black sand beach. And that's just to prove that the sand is actually black. Back on the Constellation, that's Jen looking out on her balcony, again at the lovely sunset and sailing past on the sail away. So that's our friends, Jason and Jennifer, over on, they're in Europe. I'm not sure where they are. So, and this is where I got messages. Everybody started calling me that I had no sound. So I'm not sure when I lost it. I will just edit all of that first 9 minutes out and start over. If you're interested in the December 2nd solo cruise, you need to jump quick because it's filling up in a hurry. I will be talking about that today. But anyway, it's on the Escape. I'll be hosting it. Right now, we have 25 people. We're not sure how many more cabins we have left. That's the base price. You get 2 perks inside, 4 perks on the balcony. If you're on the balcony and get all 4 perks, you have to add to that $18-19 fee, the $152, the dining service of $10, of $17 if you're on the balcony. So the balcony fee, you got $169 added. If you're inside, and let's say you take the beverage service and the excursions, okay, you just add $152 for that. Or if you take a specialty dining and the excursions, you just add $10. So that's how that works. But I would call us quickly to get on this because it is going to close. All right, let's get on with the news since I've gone crazy on this. The first story today, and this one I found almost shocking. The world witnessed the launch of what has been touted as the first ever self-driving ferry. Created by Norwegian company Torghatten, this remarkable boat is now operating autonomously between the islands of Stockholm without any human intervention. The autonomous technology behind this pioneering ferry, named MF Estelle and operated by Zebus, has been under development for several years at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology in Trondheim. The university successfully conducted ferry trial as part of the Auto Ferry project last year. MF Estelle, an autonomous catamaran ferry, boasts dimensions of 39 by 16 feet, has the capacity to transport 25 passengers, as well as around 6 bicycles between Riddarfjorden and Södermalm in Stockholm. It relies on a 188 kilowatt battery pack charged by a 7.7 solar panel array on its roof, and its propulsion is driven by an electric motor. The core of this ferry lies in the operating system, which utilizes radar, LiDAR to detect and avoid objects in the water, infrared and vision cameras to assist the AI-powered digital captain in comprehending its surroundings, ultrasonic sensors for automated docking maneuvers, and GPS for positioning. It's important to note that a human supervisor is present on the board. However, their role is primarily to intervene in case of an exceptional circumstance or unforeseen events. The company intends to use this route as a stepping stone to develop additional autonomous ferry routes in Sweden, building upon the success of this groundbreaking project. Okay, guys, there's only 4 days left until Father's Day. There's still time. Give the gift of mobility to Dad this Sunday, which means there's still time to save 10% on mobility scooters and electric wheelchairs. The deal ends June the 18th. That's 10% off on all scooters and electric wheelchairs. Shop online or Call 844-664-7467. Wheel Power Chairs and Scoot Around. Use the code DAD2023 and also the SRN 11137. And that will support the channel a bit. Okay. All right, we got 5 cruise ships that are going to be major cruise ships from major cruise lines that will be sailing for the first time this summer. Probably the largest of that lot is the MSC Euribia for MSC Cruises. That's coming out of Chantier de la Tinque in France. It has a capacity of 4,888 guests. The maiden cruise is on June 8th to Northern Europe. After being delivered, the MSC Euribia kicked off its inaugural season in Northern Europe, closing out the MSC's Meraviglia class. The LNG-powered cruise ship is set to offer a series of week-long cruises to the fjords. And of course, I said that wrong. It was delivered on June the 8th. So, also coming up shortly, the Explorer 1 for Explorer Journeys. That is being built at Fincantieri shipyard. It'll carry 922 guests. Maiden cruise is July 17th. It also will be sailing in Northern Europe, currently in the final stages of construction. The Norwegian Viva for Norwegian Cruise Line, also coming out of Fincantieri, will carry 3,215 guests. It's due out for its maiden cruise on August the 10th. It will sail in the Mediterranean, second in a series of 6 ships known as the Prima class. The Seabourn Pursuit is coming out of T. Mariotti shipyard in Italy. Of course, for Seabourn, will carry 264 guests. It's due out on August the 12th and will debut in the Mediterranean. And finally, the Silver Nova for Silver Seas is coming from Meyer Werft in Germany. Will handle 728 guests. Its maiden cruise is August the 14th. That completes the lineup of new cruise ships entering service during the 2023 summer months. All right, I'll be back with a word from one of our network sponsors. All right. The NTSB has given its report on the accident in Sitka, Alaska. Over-reliance on electronic chart, miscommunication, outdated navigational. Hold on here, that just slipped on me. Let me get back there. Outdated navigational chart were all factors in the Radiance of the Sea damaging a cruise terminal pier last year near Sitka. The National Transportation Safety Board said yesterday. The Royal Caribbean international ship was docking at the Sitka Sound Cruise Terminal on May the 9th, 2022, when it struck and damaged a mooring dolphin. The ship sustained a minor hull indentation. The mooring dolphin sustained damage to 3 of the 4 pilings supporting it. There were no reported injuries to the 1,375 passengers, nor the 782 crew members and 4 pilots that were on board. The contact resulted in $2.1 million in damages to the pier and impacted cruise ship traffic to Sitka Sound Cruise Terminal for the remainder of the 2022 season. In April 2021, the Sitka Sound Cruise Terminal was extended by 395 feet, including adding 2 mooring dolphins connected by a walkway and a 410-foot-long floating dock next to the existing dolphins. The terminal did not inform the National Ocean and Atmospheric Administration, the agency in charge of updating its coastal nautical charts of the extension. NOAA had no record of the construction until NTSB investigators informed them of the pier's extension after the contact. At the time of the contact, the electronic navigational chart the cruise ship was using did not show the extended pier or the added dolphins. Radiance of the Sea crew relied heavily on the vessel's electronic chart and information system to plan and execute their docking. The master and bridge team had other navigational technologies, including radars and cameras, available to assist them with the approach to the terminal. Even with those two tools available, the crew relied solely on the ECDIS, which showed an inaccurate dock. While docking, the bosun and master did not confirm the type of distances that were being communicated, but the master incorrectly assumed the bosun was calling out how much clearance the ship would have as the stern passed the dolphin. The NTSB determined the probable cause of the contact was the master and bridge team's over-reliance on the electronic chart to identify the pier's position relative to their planned rotation location, and the master's misunderstanding of the clearance distances of the pier being called out by the crew member. NTSB investigators cited two lessons learned as a result of the investigation: voyage planning and reporting port and terminal modifications. So, a mixed bag on who actually caused it and what caused it. All right. Finally this morning, no, not finally this morning, there's actually a second story. American Airlines will now charge for check bags on all basic economy tickets. The airline announced it would introduce a $75 fee for the first check bag on its cheapest fares on transoceanic flights, saying the change is meant to make the terms of basic economy more consistent across the network. For consumers, this is obviously a frustrating move. It means that on the longest flights, a ticket will cost nearly $100 more than the published price if you wind up needing to check a bag. Yeah. Not a good move by American. All right, the Dominican Republic is surviving rather well. Tourism to the Dominican Republic is going gangbusters as the air and cruise arrivals have shown notable increases compared to last year's. The news is a welcome development in light of the recent upgraded warning on the destination from the U.S. State Department. The U.S. State Department's June 6 upgrading of its travel alert to level 2 for the Dominican Republic, which means exercise increased caution, doesn't appear to be causing concern in the local tourism industry. In a strong start to the year, the Minister of Tourism said the island nation marked a record in tourist arrivals during the first quarter of 2023, when 2,076,000 travelers visited. March was a particularly good month for cruise arrivals, calling at the island, which in the month of March reached 280,000, more than double the number arrived in March of 2022. A State Department warning to exercise extreme caution, increased caution in the Dominican Republic is due to crime in In its country summary, the department states that violent crime, including armed robbery, homicide, and sexual assault, is a concern throughout the Dominican Republic. It also says that wide availability of weapons, the use and trade of illicit drugs, and a weak criminal justice system contribute to the high level of criminality on the broader scale. There have been no reports, by the way, that I have heard of violent crimes to any cruise passengers. So, just saying. All right. Again, my apologies for the audio. And I realize all you guys started calling me. And I just, since I'm using my phone, I just, turned it off. Hot Air says hello from Berlin. Mike's with us. We just boarded the train for a 2.5-hour ride back to the port. Singing it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and that is right. And Chillie travels at 5. Yeah. Elizabeth wishes Buenos Dias, Chillie and the gang from another hot day by the pool in Cozumel. Hey, Tom, is the ship in Wannermundi? Yes, Hot Air says. I sent Chillie some pictures earlier. Maybe his computer ate them for lunch. That's the pictures I used today, I think. I love it there. Hope you get some time for a beer at one of those cool little places near the ship. He did. He got 2 beers, as a matter of fact. Steve is with us. Good morning, Chillie and everyone. Hot Air Tom says, I had 2 different beers in the pub we ate lunch at, plus 4 different types of sausage. I thought it was 4, and a Caesar salad. Tasty lunch. I was pretty close to understanding his pictures. Joanne's with us. Hi, Joanne. Katie's here. Melissa's with us. Hot Air Tom says, we got a bit of a bonus because the departure station for the train changed at the last minute and the train was a bit late getting into the new station. Saw some more streets in East Berlin and a section of the wall with murals. Very nice. Greetings from beautiful Martha's Vineyard. Katie's up there in Yankee Land now. A Hot Air Tom says, hey, Katie has reached her destination. And she said, yep, Monday afternoon. Has Chillie arrived yet? I just have a picture of him on his chair. Nope. I was just about to ask the same thing, Tom. Not getting any sound. So I didn't get sound from the start. Wow. No sound here either. So I'm glad I just went back and start the entire show. Meanwhile, I'm thinking that Chillie's sitting there pulling his hair out. I didn't know, folks. Good picks now. That's my lunch and a second beer. That is the pub. Checkpoint Charlie. Elizabeth saying I have no sound. That must be Jason. Oh, Hot Air Tom was carrying on a dialogue while I was struggling along with no sound. I have the number but can't call from here. Yeah, I know. No sound here either. Sorry, Sonny. Good morning, everybody. Just one thought I'd gone deaf. Hey, Nikki. No, it's my screw up again. Somehow I tried calling him. He must know. Can't hear you now. Thank you, Sonny. And Joanne. We didn't hear anything at all yet. Thank you. So I'm glad I did what I did. I would just edit all that first 9 minutes out. We were able to keep ourselves occupied without you. Thank you, Eli. I'm certainly glad you did that. Roll camera, take 2. Yes, that's correct. Happy Flag Day. Yes, well, it is also Flag Day, however. I'll drink to that since it's Bourbon Day. National Bourbon Day. That's so cool. Funny, the 2.5-hour to 3-hour train left 10 minutes late and arrived 2.5 hours in Berlin. I think someone fudged the actual time. I will be disembarking in Stockholm. Maybe we can go for a test ride on that autonomous ferry. That kind of fascinates me. Hot off the news, we moved stations due to all trains being canceled from the station we were due to depart from, waiting for some private tour folks who are having trouble finding our new station. Emily's with us. Hello, Emily. The passengers who booked on a private train are screwed and will not get back to the ship today. Who is so cheap they can't book a ship tour when there is a 3-hour each way trip? Wow. Our guide says there was a bomb threat. This only happened 2 or 3 times in his 11-year experience doing this tour. Yeah, Jason had a bomb threat in Venice yesterday. Sonny says Chillie is going to say you're responsible for the bomb threat. Oh, of course I will. If he had a picture, I would definitely blame it on him. Next port is Poland, not too far. We are the only train going north from Berlin. We are stopping at another station at the way to pick up some people on a private tour. American Airlines, that sucks. I agree, Sonny. I get free bags from American, get the AA Advantage card. Melissa says, I use Southwest whenever I can since no baggage fees, and they are having a great sale until tomorrow. Nice. Katie says, got to run, guys. Going out with my cousins who are there. Have fun, Katie. On my flights, I can bring 2 check bags. Not necessary for me. AA is awful for the charging of 75 people, as we all pay a lot for traveling. I completely agree. I think it sucks too. Bye, Katie. Welcome, Melissa. Life of Lucretia is here. Good morning. New to Europe. Thank you very much. And welcome aboard. You will find out, Lucretia, that everybody in the chat room carries on a conversation the whole time I'm running my mouth. But anyway, welcome aboard. If you were here early and realized that I was going on with no audio, that wasn't supposed to happen that way. So we'll have to go back and edit out on the replay. So that will be done shortly. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up today. Again, 1 o'clock my time, that's Eastern Daylight Time. We'll be going live with a whole bunch of people. Pete, I think Justin's going to be there. Maybe Allison's going to be there on a solo cruise deal for the U.S. or North American solo travelers, including my hosted cruise on December 2nd. So please join us if you fit into those categories. If not, I will see everybody back here tomorrow, same time, same channel. For now, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon, we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a phenomenal day, everybody. See you at 1 or tomorrow. Thanks, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.